Hello, everybody. This is Tony Miller of the Relationship Therapy Podcast. I just broke into this episode just to let you know that we are looking for sponsors of our podcast. If you are a business, if you're a new business looking for more clientele, one of the best ways for you to do that is to sponsor here at this podcast. We are in over 450 cities worldwide. And that will help get your name out, get your image out, and what you do out. All you've got to do is contact us at TM Relationship Therapy at gmail.com, and we will get you all the information you need to make a decision for sponsoring on our podcast. Back to your regularly scheduled programming. Every now and then, something will come along that will catch you totally by surprise. It can be earth-shattering in every aspect of your life, especially when it comes to your relationship. Even though the love is still there, the hurt and the pain that has been caused by something that seems so harmless at first, now it has morphed into a relationship-ending monster. You never saw it coming. You really didn't know what was happening until the power that you could muster up is only to say goodbye. What is it that has you on the brink of losing what was once so dear to your heart? You can't stop its momentum as it carries into the abyss of relationships. The Relationship Therapy Podcast will specify the details of the downfall of a great relationship.
You've tuned into the Relationship Therapy Podcast with Tony Miller Sr., a podcast designed for couples who are married, couples who are dating, and have marriage in their future. We will guide you to the principles that will make your relationship better. Stick around. You might just learn something that will help your relationship last longer, grow stronger, and become healthier. Now, here's your host, Tony Miller Sr.
Hello, everybody. This is Tony Miller Sr., your host, and welcome to another episode of the Relationship Therapy Podcast. I am excited that you're here with us today. We wanted you to be with us because we were trying to finish up the third episode of this new season and the series that we've started, Relationship Comparison. In the early 1990s, Boyz II Men released their first album called Cooley High Harmony. And on that album was a song that we relate to as the breakup song. It was entitled End of the Road. The sad part is that too many couples have been singing that song far too long, because they feel like their relationship is ending. Something just came along and snatched up the happiness in that relationship. And now the two of you are no longer together. Who was the culprit? And how did it break up such a solid relationship? The truth lies within whoever the troublemaker is. And I will call that troublemaker relationship comparison. We've been talking about it, and in this episode, I want to give you 3 more reasons not to jump into relationship comparison. Here's the first of those 3 more reasons. Relationship comparison makes you feel bitter towards your mate. You have gotten yourself so deeply involved into relationship comparison that you begin carrying bitterness towards your significant other because they don't seemingly add up to the other person's relationship. This is a sad truth that I'm sharing with you here. However, it has to be stated to show that there is a real danger when you find yourself trapped in relationship comparison. If your relationship has any length of time, like 3 or maybe even 4 years, you must understand that there has been a foundation built. and you are about to throw it all away over something so simple as someone else's relationship. Think about that for a quick second. Please think about that. You have turned bitter towards your boo because you feel like they are not producing in the relationship what somebody else looks like they're producing in their own relationship. By the way, that one has nothing to do with your relationship at all. It sounds so sickening when I hear myself say it. The more sickening thing about it is it happens all too often. Don't get me wrong, all relationships need some type of production to let each person know that it's growing. But perhaps you had something that was being produced in your own relationship, and it was special until you started noticing your neighbor's grass and thought it looked better than yours. No relationship is perfect. Let me repeat that. No relationship is perfect, including the one that you're watching too much. Use more time fixing the imperfections in your own relationship without spending all that time comparing yours to the other relationship, which is making you bitter toward your special someone. Make it make sense. Here's the second reason not to be in relationship comparison. Relationship comparison causes irrational thinking. Irrational thinking, or should I say cognitive distortion, is a common cause to relationship conflict. Once we have found that we have gotten to the conflict stage because of relationship comparison, we should see that the problem is almost out of hand. Let me explain. Cognitive distortion or irrational thinking comes when you have blocked all of your mate's positives and begin adding up all of their negatives, and you're telling them that all the negatives need fixing now. The other relationship doesn't have the problems that your relationship have. So you have irrationally blamed your mate of all the problems in your relationship. It's never you, but your mate that doesn't add up to help your relationship become like the other couple that you're so intrigued with watching. For starters, this is definitely not fair to your mate. That's if they stick around long enough to still be considered your mate. Another aspect of irrational thinking is when you're landing in the extreme zone. That's when every situation forces a decision, which in most cases are always on one end of the spectrum. There is no in between once you get to this stage. It's either you do not care about me or you do care about me. It's either you will fix all of the problems or you will fix none of the problems. Or maybe it's either you love me or you don't love me at all. The focus starts being about a total overhaul of the entire relationship. That one mate has clouded their mind with wanting to be like that other couple so much that what they have seen, they don't seem to be able to differentiate from their false sense of what's real or the true reality that their relationship is not as bad as they think it is. At this point, you've gone too far and you're causing so much damage. As we're getting ready to close out this episode with the third point, let's recap the first two that we've talked about. The first one was relationship comparison makes you feel bitter towards your mate. Number two, we just finished up talking about relationship comparison causes irrational thinking. And here is number three. Relationship comparison makes your mate feel worthless. There you are pointing the finger at your mate again for not living up to the standard of someone else, when in all actuality, you're the one that is causing the biggest drama in your relationship. You have gotten so caught up in relationship comparison that you have gotten to the point of getting on the nerves of your mate. You have told your mate that so-and-so's boo is doing this and so-and-so's significant other is doing that. It has finally gotten under your mate's skin enough that they feel worthless in the relationship. And as you have noticed in these episodes about relationship comparison, you can never, let me repeat it, you can never stack up to what is a relationship ghost. How would that make you feel if the shoe was on the other foot? It doesn't feel that good, does it? When your mate starts to feel worthless in the relationship, it begins to drive them away and possibly for them never to return. Why would they? They feel like all that's going to happen next is to be compared to somebody else once again. That right there, my friend, is self-deflating as their good feeling about themselves and the relationship begins to wane. Out of all these that I have listed in this 3-part series on relationship comparison, and if you hadn't heard the first 2 episodes, you need to go back and listen so this one can really connect. This one right here, when your mate feels worthless, may cause the most damage of them all. Here's why I say that. Not only is the relationship possibly ruined, but also the psyche of the individual who felt worthless in their own relationship that could do damage to them too. They may find that they may not want to indulge in another relationship for fear it may happen to them again. What do you think their thought process would be as they possibly would head toward another relationship? So I say to you, I plead with you, stay away from relationship comparison. It can cause so much damage to your relationship, and it can also end up making your mate feel worthless. So there you have it. That's what I've got for you today as we end this season opening series about relationship comparison. I hope you've enjoyed it. And like I said earlier, you need to hear all 3 episodes so that you can get the gist of what we're talking about. Well, I hope it's been special for you. I hope you've gained some knowledge here. And remember, it takes 2 to make a relationship work.
Thank you for listening to the Relationship Therapy Podcast with Tony Miller Sr. We hope you have enjoyed this episode. Tune in next time for more insight on how to make your relationship better. If you have any questions, please email us at tmrelationshiptherapy@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you. Until next time, remember, it takes 2 to make the relationship work.